So, boys, how you good? Let me know how have you been enjoying the long form content recently. Obviously, I just posted loads of videos, long form content. I think you boys like the long form content, but let me know if you don't. If you do like it as well, I'm gonna try my best to record some more in the near future. Maybe when I go to Manchester, I'll record some with my brother. Maybe some with the Alpha Setters or something. I don't know, but I'll try and get some more long form content out because I think you guys like that. But I've literally just finished uploading the video, the second video that I made with Sal. And I thought that'd be a really good point to touch upon in this YouTube video. Because in the video, we was talking about like living a life that would make God proud. We talk about women specifically as well. Like, that's a big point that we made in that video was that I mean, neither me or Sal, we don't have casual sex. We don't have sex because this is obviously not living in a way that's going to make God proud. It's degenerate. I don't care what the situation is. Casual sex is casual sex. It's degenerate. There's some people that try and justify it like, oh, but it was meaningful, bro. And like, she had a good time too. And it was a wholesome experience. No, brother, this is degenerate. This is degenerate. So I live in a place called Nottingham, and Nottingham Uni is like the most godless place of them all. It's like if a girl goes to Trent and she leaves and body count's not at least 10, she's doing pretty well for herself. She's one of the good ones. So I live in a very degenerate student life like area. So let's talk about this because it's like if anyone needs this and if anyone needs to live by this, lead by example and really like push this message, it's us boys because we are the future high value men in the red pill space. I think it's important to learn about the red pill space, but like obviously half of these guys in the red pill space are literally just pure degenerates, so I wouldn't take advice from them. But how things typically go down, and like it's kind of obvious to be honest, but like how it will typically go down is men are obviously attracted to pretty girls. Like, and if she looks nice, okay, we're attracted to them. That's it. Like, we're very simple creatures. It's like, does she look nice? Yes or no? We're attracted to them. Basically, that's how it works. Whereas women, they usually are attracted to their best option, and attractive girls usually have a lot of options. So if an attractive girl has a lot of options, then she's going to be attracted to the best of those options, which is going to be the highest value man. The high value man is going to be the most attractive guy. And what are we? We are high value men. If you don't feel like you're a high value man right now, you're definitely going to be a high value man in the future, which is why it's super important that you listen to this video. But we are the high value men, where a lot of the times we're going to be the top of the options. I know for a fact it's like if I slide into someone's DMs, if I go, let's say I rewinded 3 years and I found myself in Rock City. I've not been to Rock City in many years, but let's say I went to Rock City, which is like a club here in Nottingham that all the students go to. If I went to Rock City and I go talk to a girl, I can in Rock City. Obviously, Rock City is not a place where really high value men hang out, but it's like there's a pretty high chance that I'm gonna be her best option on that night. There's a pretty high chance because I'm a high value man. I've built myself into a man where it's like, okay, well, there's not a lot of guys that can really compete with me now. So I'm her highest option. So I'm attracted to her because she looks nice, and she's attracted to me because I'm the best option. Other girls in the club also, where when you take pre-selection into account, okay, this girl is attracted to me, that's going to make other girls attracted to me. That shows that I'm the highest value man. So it'd be pretty straightforward for me to go to Rock City and kiss a load of girls, get a load of Instagrams, and have a threesome that night. Probably, like, that would be probably pretty realistic if I wanted to go to Rock City. So as a high value man, I now have options, which is something that most men don't have because if women are only attracted to their best option, all of their other options are basically invisible to them. That's how it works. They don't really care. Maybe they'll entertain guys literally just for attention, but you're almost invisible. What happens as you become a high value man and you start to get options? You start to get tempted by the devil. Obviously, you are building yourself into a man, like someone that God would be proud of. And what does the devil not want you to do? He doesn't want you to become a man that represents God's image. That's absolutely what he doesn't want to do. God, Jesus, the guy that defeated Satan, does he want you to does he want you to live a life that would make him proud? No, he wants to mock God. He wants to bring you away from God, and he's going to throw temptations at you. Temptations in the form of lust. As a high value man, when you've got options, you are going to be tempted to sleep with these girls, and I'm here to tell you, don't sleep with these women. Don't do it, bro. It is destructive on so many different levels. So destructive on so many different levels. So me personally, I'm a Catholic. I'm a Catholic. I've been Catholic now for about a year and a half. I've not had sex since I became a Catholic. I have truly been, I'm truly living what I'm telling you guys to do. Like, I'm not some hypocrite. Obviously, I'm not perfect. Obviously, I sin. But I can tell you right now that I've not had sex since I've become a Catholic in over 1.5 years. And for me to say that as well, it's not like it's it's not like I can say, okay, yeah, I've not had sex, and it was like kind of not by choice. It's not like I don't have options. Like, obviously, in the last 1.5 years, as I've become a Catholic, that's when my value has increased. I've had a major glow up in the last 1.5 years. My body, I'm stronger than ever. I've got a great business. I've improved my character. I've improved my leadership. I've literally got a group of guys that I lead. Like, I'm like the leader in my circle. It's like I've become a true high value man. Of course, I've still got a long way to go and I'm still pushing, but I've become a high value man. And I do have options now. I do have women in my DMs. Literally every couple of days, I have a new girl in my Instagram request that's messaging me first. So it's not like I don't have options, and it has taken a lot of discipline for me to say that. But recently, I always talk about this guy's work, especially in my long form content, Simple Men on Instagram. This guy is like definitely just helped me so much with my faith, like absolutely. And I remember reading his Rivers of Fire book, and this is something that he spoke about as well in his book, Rivers of Fire. Definitely recommend it. In fact, I'll put a link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Highly recommend his work. Yeah, and I'm not a partner of Simple Men in any way, shape, or form. I just really like his work. I'd consider him a good friend of mine now, even though I've never met him in real life. I followed his page for years and years and years, and then eventually, as I've come up as well, we just got in contact, and we're friends now. I love that guy. So yeah, I was reading this in his book, and I just thought it was a really interesting point. So first of all, as Christian men, as high value men, as men with intelligence, I'm assuming that you don't want a girl that's been ran through. I'm assuming that you don't want a girl that slept with 10 men. Assuming that. Maybe you are a retard, and maybe you don't want the maximum chances at a happy marriage. But if you want maximum chances of a happy marriage and you want a nice, virtuous woman, then I'm assuming that you don't want to go with a high body count. Maybe even, as a Christian man, maybe you even want a virtuous woman, a virgin woman. I know definitely I would want a virgin woman. So I would want a virgin wife. If we can all analyze that we don't want a woman with a high body count, what makes you think that it's a good idea to go out in the world and have casual sex and start sleeping with women? Because the problem with the red space right now is what they're telling you is that a woman's body count matters, but a man's body count doesn't matter. Basically, they're justifying that kings in the past would have multiple women. Even like powerful people in the church, like bishops, would have multiple women. Does that mean it's right? No, it doesn't. Although I do somewhat agree to the point that it is slightly less destructive for a man to have a higher body count than a woman. The data shows that it is far more destructive for a woman because it messes up her ability to bond with partners. But that doesn't mean it's acceptable for a man to do so either. Because the problem with men going around and sleeping with lots of women is, first of all, in order for a woman to have a high body count, she must have slept with a lot of men. If she's got a high body count, then that means like someone had to, like the wording sounds kind of mess, but someone had to do that to her. You know what I mean? Someone had to do that to her, and that's where we take accountability as men. You want women to have a low body count, it's a very easy solution. If you want women to have a low body count, don't sleep with women and they won't have a high body count because they can't. They need someone to sleep with in order to have a high body count. It's not me that's sleeping with them. So who is sleeping with them? It's these guys, these red pill guys, these degenerates pushing this horrible message. So I hope this video reaches these guys and maybe they have a change of heart or something. So first of all, it is destructive for a man to have a higher body count because you're literally ruining women by being a degenerate yourself and being selfish. That is what you're being. You're being selfish. You're literally going out there and ruining women. But then second of all, you've got to think, it's like, I used this example when I was speaking to Sal. I've seen this video online somewhere. I think it was George Janko who said this. But it's like, if you've got a daughter, you're so proud of your daughter. You know, she's so feminine, she's so beautiful, she's great at baking. You know, you just got a perfect daughter, right? So innocent, so sweet, such a like perfect motherly qualities, perfect daughter. You're so proud of her. Do you want your daughter to marry some rich guy, some high value man that's an absolute degenerate? He slept with hundreds and hundreds of women and he does coke on a Friday night. Is that the type of man that you would want to marry your daughter? Probably not. Why would God want his daughter to marry a degenerate fuckboy? He doesn't. We are all children in the eyes of God. Why would God want to set his daughter up with you if you're a degenerate? He's not going to want to do that. So basically, be the type of man that is worthy of the type of woman that you want to attract into your life. If you want to attract a good, Christian, virtuous woman who's feminine, got motherly qualities, and all of these lovely characteristics of an ideal partner, why are you going to be over there and be a fuckboy degenerate? Is that the type of man that this woman is going to want? No, it's not. She's going to want a good Christian man who's strong in his faith and can lead the household. If he doesn't have the discipline to lead himself away from the stinky hole, then how is he going to have the discipline to lead her into a God-fearing relationship? It's not going to happen. So having sex with these women is unbelievably destructive. It's destructive for your mental health. It's destructive for your bond with God. It's destructive for society as a whole. It's overall destructive. Obviously, easier said than done. It's difficult. Satan is going to throw temptation at you. He's going to try and get you. He's going to try and justify it even, but don't be fooled here. Don't be fooled. Stay strong in your faith. Stay strong in yourself and resist the stinky hole, brother. Resist the stinky hole. I'd say the best way to avoid this is what I do anyway, because again, it's hard. It is very hard. Like it used to be normal, but like in this society where I've grew up in an atheist way as well. I've grew up atheist. Unfortunately, I won't lie to you boys. Like I'm not a virgin. Obviously I've been Catholic for the last 1.5 years. Before that, like I have, like, have had sex before. I've grew up in an atheist way. I grew up in a way where in my late teenage years as well, I was in a lot of parties and stuff like that. I've grew up in a very degenerate way. So was it hard for me to like actually find my faith and then live this way? Yes, absolutely. So what do I do in order to minimize the temptations that are thrown my way? So because I think if you are literally being bombarded with temptation every single day without fail, then, as imperfect creatures, you're probably going to crack at some point. So I'm a big believer of like minimize the temptations as much as physically possible, because I know myself. I know that eventually, like if I've got temptation in my face every single day, I probably will slip at some point. You know what I mean? So what do I try and do? I try and minimize the chances. The same way, if I was a fat fuck and I wanted to lose weight, I wouldn't buy crisps in my shopping. I wouldn't keep crisps in my cupboard and be like, oh, I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to eat them because, eventually you're going to eat them, brother. You know what I mean? There's going to be a day where you're feeling a little bit mentally weak and you're going to eat the chips because you're a fat fuck. So what do you want to do? You want to just remove all of the bad food away from your vicinity. Don't bring chocolate into my house. That's what you want to do with this situation. You want to make a list. What I did is I made a list of all of the qualities that I would want in my future wife. Bang, 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 bang. All of the qualities, all of like the tick boxes. If they don't tick the boxes, they're unqualified and they're out of the pipeline. Think of like this like sales. You've got your CRM. You've got to qualify the leads, and if they don't qualify, you remove them from the pipeline. You remove them from the CRM. They're bad lead. They're unqualified. Bang, that's it. So what I'll do, when I'm speaking to a girl, I've got the qualifiers. I've got to qualify them, and if they're not qualified, they're gone. If they are qualified, I'll keep talking to them. If they are qualified, they're probably not the type of woman that would want to have casual sex anyway. If they're the type of woman that would want to have casual sex, they're out of the pipeline. If they're the type of woman that I can see on their Instagram, they're always like partying and always doing some mad thing, and they're always posting like half naked pictures or something like that. Straight away, without even thinking about it, it's like an SOP. I don't need to sit there and think, okay, should I talk to this girl? Should I not? Should I reply to this girl or not? Should I actually go and meet this girl for drinks on Friday or should I not? It's like an SOP. It's like a pre-written thing. It's like there's no decision-making process. It's logical. That's the thing. Actually, that's the thing. The devil will always try to trick you emotionally. He'll try and justify something. It will make you think about it. It will make you debate with yourself, like, but maybe I could get some good experience out of this, and I could blah blah. He's gonna try and make you feel like you can get something out of this. He's like, that's not just. He's emotional. It's emotional warfare. Whereas as strong Christian men, it's literally just putting logic above the emotion. SOPs. I don't have to think about it. It's simple. It's literally simple. Does she qualify? Yes or no? Is she wife quality? Yes or no? And then from there, okay, I'm gonna talk to her. Cool. If she doesn't fit the boxes, there's no messing about here. Just get rid of it. Have the discipline to just remove them. Don't entertain them. Don't keep talking to them because you're bored or because you're lonely. Because that is where things get tricky. Once we have an attractive object in front of us, I think as men, like, we can sort of like be invested in the shiny object very quickly. So don't start to build emotional attachments. Don't start to conversate with these women that you know are unqualified. Just get rid of them, brother. Obviously, another way, I don't go to clubs. I've not been to an English nightclub in a long time. Don't go to nightclubs. Stay away from these places where degenerate women hang out. Stay away from these places where half-naked women reside, because that's not going to do you any favors either. Stay away from places. Stay away from people that are very degenerate as well. People that don't have friends that are like, very degenerate and like normalizing casual sex, because if they're always talking about, okay, yeah, oh, bro, look at this girl that I slept with last night, bro. Oh yeah, she's nice, isn't she? Yeah, bro. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah. If you're around these people and it starts to become normal in your head, then again, this is why the problem's so bad in the first place, because it's becoming normalized. If you speak to people about this every single day and this is like just normal in your friends group, then it's at some point it's going to seem normal to you. It's not normal. Let me tell you right now, it's not normal. It's very bad. It's evil. It's Satan taking over. It's not normal. Never used to be normal, but we are living in end times. So it might seem normal. Hang around the right people and it's not going to be normal. Okay? If you're hanging around with actual good men, good, strong Christian men, then you would be the weird one. You would be the outcast by going away and engaging in sinful behavior. So, yeah, stop sleeping with these women. Something that, back to the point about Simple Men Blog. Simple Men Blog said that this is something that he's been thinking about a lot recently, and it's something that he's been having mental debates about almost. That's the sort of vibe that I'm getting. And I was reading the book, and he was like, we live in a generation where it's very hard to find a good wife. There's very few good wives out there. They're very hard to find. But it's hard to find a good husband nowadays as well, don't get me wrong. It's very hard to find good women, good quality women. And right now the problem's only getting worse. But a question that you're going to have to ask yourself, this is a question that I've had to ask myself, is because there is so few good women out there, for me, it's a no-brainer that I will not marry a girl that has a body count more than 3. If I marry a woman that's got a body count more than 3, then I'm telling you right now that I gave up. You know this right now. I gave up. I settled for the purpose of reproducing. Just know that right now. So, if, let's say, hypothetically, you were unable to find your future wife, let's say you built yourself into a high value man, but there was just no women available. You couldn't find your future wife, someone that's virtuous, good Christian values, feminine, motherly qualities. Let's say that this woman didn't exist. If this woman didn't exist, would you be willing to sacrifice? Would you be willing to sacrifice that? Would you be willing to sacrifice the sex, the relationship, the potential kids, the potential family, in order to just stand absolutely true to your values and lead by example so that hopefully the future generations might be saved? Would you be willing to sacrifice your future wife in hopes that the next generation from now will have more options? Will you sacrifice that in order for the future, basically? Because right now is a problem where, especially in the UK, is like there's not that many good girls around. Especially like 99% of girls that go uni are cooked, brother, cooked. Unfortunately, I'm getting hate from. I can feel the hate from this video already. But 99% of girls that go uni are absolutely cooked. And the problem's getting worse. But in order for the problem to get better, there needs to be men like us that take a stand and be like, no, we're not participating in this culture any longer. There needs to be people that just say no. Would you be willing to sacrifice all of that in your lifetime? Okay, no more casual sex. You're not doing this anymore. You're just going to save yourself until marriage, whenever that comes, or you're going to save yourself until you find at least a good quality girl. If that never comes, are you willing to just sacrifice that completely for your entire life in order to make the future better for the people that come after us? Because unless people are willing to make that sacrifice, unless people are willing to do that, even though that they're not personally going to get rewarded for that behavior, then nothing's ever going to change, right? It's all fun and games saying that, okay, yeah, I'm making these sacrifices in order to get rewarded, which would be my perfect future wife. But let's say that perfect future wife is never going to come. Would you still be willing to make the sacrifices just because you know that is what is right in your core and that is what's going to make the world a better place? Because that's what we need. The world is only going to be a better place if people like us stop entertaining this degenerate culture. It's not good enough to be a Christian and be going out there and just sleeping with loads of women. It's not good enough. Of course, we're imperfect creatures. I don't judge you because I have sinned in my lifetime. I have sinned. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're never going to be perfect. But it's not good enough. Please repent for your sins, boys, and try your hardest to be better. Take my advice. Try to minimize the chances of the devil infiltrating your subconscious. Set up your SOPs. Set up your CRM, your SOPs. Identify what are the core characteristics of your future wife. Let's stop entertaining hoes, please. You know what I mean? Like, let's stop entertaining these hoes. They don't even get attention from us anymore. We're high value men that don't get attention. Let's stop giving these girls attention, because at the moment they're getting positive reinforcement for being hoes. It's like it's rewarding for them to be hoes. They're getting positive reinforcement. They're getting bought more drinks. They're getting sent more messages on Snapchat. They're getting more attention every single day, and then guys are actually sleeping with these girls and paying for their meals and taking them on dates, and simps actually falling for these girls, believe it or not. So let's stop giving these girls positive reinforcements, and also girls, stop giving guys positive reinforcement for this as well. Let's just stop the culture. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on this video, boys. I can feel the hate already. I can feel the controversy, but let me know what you think. Modern Crusaders, this is the way. This is the path that we need to. This is the path that we need to walk. Strong Christian men leading the crusade to push Christian masculinity. This is Christian masculinity, brothers. So let's push this message. Hope this helped. Keep grinding.